Hey everybody, happy Friday. Riley Kitts here from the Children's Campaign, coming to you with an update of what's happening at your state capitol and what's going on with the state budget picture. We know that with the coronavirus pandemic, there has come this economic downturn, which means that has implications on the funding for several state programs that we have. And so right now, the Joint Budget Committee, our state's budget writers, are doing that task of having to go through and make budget cuts to several programs. For weeks, we've been speculating that there will be about $3 billion in cuts that need to be made over this year and for several years to come. And those notions were confirmed when earlier this week on Tuesday, updated revenue and economic forecasts were delivered for the Joint Budget Committee. And it really says we are experiencing about a $3.3 billion shortfall. And that's for the next fiscal year, which starts in July. But folks are projecting that type of shortfall will be the case for several years to come. So unfortunately, we're facing some pretty dire situations here. But the Children's Campaign's been engaged with the Joint Budget Committee. We've been pushing on priorities, and we know the programs that really matter to kids and families that we're trying to protect. It's programs like the Children's Health Insurance Program or CHIP Plus. It's full-day kindergarten. It's family planning services. It's school lunches. We know that kids really rely on those programs to make sure that they are making ends meet and that families have the security they need to live happy and healthy lives. So we're going to continue to monitor that work and advocate on behalf of kids and families with our budget. Now, because they have to make so many cuts, and that's really hard work, for the longest time it was projected that the General Assembly, all the legislators would come back next week and get this work going to actually pass some legislation, finalize the state budget, finalize the School Finance Act, but that has had to be pushed back an additional week. So right now, it's the plan that the General Assembly will reconvene on May 26th and begin a lot of that hard work. They're still trying to figure out how they will do that at the Capitol. Will there be social distancing measures put in place? Most definitely. Who will be allowed in the Capitol? They're trying to figure out. How will they handle voting? We know we have 100 legislators that sit very close to each other in these rooms and buildings. How can they conduct business safely? And that's what the leaders of the Capitol are figuring out right now. So we have the budget cut side, but we also know that we just can't cut our way out of this crisis. That we have families and kids who need services and who rely on services to make ends meet. So the Children's Campaign is also working on some proactive items because we know that we just can't cut our way out of this crisis. We need to make sure that we're supporting programs and pushing for programs that really help kids and families make ends meet. So right now we're working on legislation and policies on how we can get more money into the pockets of families who are experiencing deep poverty, those that make less than $13,000 a year. How can we help them pay rent, pay medical bills, get the medicine they need, and make sure there's the right food on the table for their families? We're also working to bring greater healthcare affordability. We know that there's going to be a ton of folks who are going to need to buy insurance on the individual market because they've lost their job or can no longer rely on their employer for health coverage. How can we help to make sure that those families have the coverage they need in an affordable manner? We're working on that. And we're also working to make sure that we're bolstering our early childhood workforce. We know that any economic recovery, that childcare will be essential to getting our economy back going. Folks need a work support in childcare when they go back to work, and we need qualified individuals in the classroom. We need to retain those folks who currently are in those positions to make sure that service is available when the economy begins to recover. So we have both the budgetary side and the proactive side, and the Children's Campaign is working as hard as we can to get those items done. Now, you know where to find us. A lot's going to happen here in the next few weeks with the legislature reconvening on the 26th. They're going to meet for just a couple weeks. So you all can stay updated by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and go to coloradokids.org. There's a wealth of information on that site. Please look at it. Please contact us. Please let us know your input and how we can help. Otherwise, for now, please stay happy. Please stay healthy. Have a good day.